Welcome back to WealthCraft. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, what I'm about to share might sound impossible, but I promise you it's not. Today, we're talking about how to build an emergency fund from scratch, even if money is tight right now. An emergency fund isn't just another financial box to check. It's the foundation of your entire financial house. Without it, you're one unexpected expense away from debt or financial disaster. Here is the truth that most financial gurus won't tell you. Building an emergency fund is more about psychology and systems than it is about having extra money. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to build one, step by step, no matter your starting point. Let's first understand what an emergency fund actually is. It's money set aside specifically for unexpected expenses or financial emergencies like your car breaking down, a sudden medical bill, or losing your job. It's not money for planned expenses like holidays or a new phone. It's not an investment. It's financial insurance that protects everything else in your financial life. So how much do you actually need? Standard advice is 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. But that can seem overwhelming when you're starting from zero. That's why I recommend a two-stage approach. Stage 1. Build a starter emergency fund of $1,000 as quickly as possible. Stage 2. Gradually build up to 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. Why this approach? Because $1,000 will cover most common emergencies, giving you immediate protection while you work toward the full amount. It's about progress, not perfection. Now, let's talk about how to build that starter fund of $1,000, especially when money is already tight. First, we need to find money that already exists in your current situation. Let's look at 4 powerful methods. Method number 1, the expense audit. This isn't about cutting out coffee. It's about finding expenses that aren't aligned with what you truly value. Pull up your last 3 months of bank and credit card statements. Highlight anything that doesn't bring you joy or provide true value. Be brutally honest. Most people find between $100 to $300 per month that they don't actually care about. Common findings include unused subscriptions, impulse purchases you've forgotten about, services you could downgrade, and recurring payments for things you rarely use. Method number 2, the one-time sell. Look around your home. Most people have between $500 to $1,000 worth of items they no longer use or need. Electronics, furniture, clothing, tools, sports equipment. These can all be converted into emergency fund cash. And as a bonus, you'll declutter your space. Online marketplaces make this easier than ever. Take good photos, write clear descriptions, and be responsive to potential buyers. Method number 3, the income boost. This isn't about getting a second job. It's about leveraging skills you already have for short-term cash infusions. Can you pick up a few extra shifts at work? Offer a service based on your skills? Delivery apps, online freelancing, or helping neighbors with tasks can all generate immediate cash. Remember, this doesn't have to be forever, just until you build your starter fund. Method number 4, windfalls and unexpected money. Tax refunds, work bonuses, birthday money, rebates. Any unexpected money that comes your way goes straight to your emergency fund until you hit your target. The key is deciding this before the money arrives. Once it hits your checking account, it's psychologically harder to save. Now let's put these methods together into a system. Most people fail at building an emergency fund because they don't have a clear plan. Here's your 30-day emergency fund sprint. Week 1. Complete your expense audit and immediately cancel or reduce anything that doesn't bring value. Set up an automatic transfer for this amount to your emergency fund. Week 2. Identify and list items to sell. Take photos and list at least 5 items this week. Week 3. Identify one income-boosting opportunity and take action. Apply, sign up, or reach out to someone who might need your services. Week 4. Track your progress, sell more items, and adjust as needed. Remember, small actions compound quickly. Even saving $10 a day adds up to $300 a month. Once you have a plan to build your fund, you need to store it properly. Your emergency fund should be easily accessible, no investments, CDs, or accounts with withdrawal penalties separate from your checking account to avoid accidental spending in a high-yield savings account. So it keeps up with inflation, digitally labeled as your emergency fund. This psychological barrier It helps prevent dipping into it. Common mistakes to avoid. Mistake number 1, setting your target too high initially. Start with $1,000, then build from there. Mistake number 2, keeping emergency money in your checking account. A physical separation is crucial. Mistake number 3, using your emergency fund for non-emergencies. Sale on electronics is not an emergency. Mistake number 4, getting discouraged by small contributions. Even $5 or $10 contributions matter. They build the habit. Mistake number 5, stopping once you reach your initial goal. Keep going until you reach 3 to 6 months of expenses. Now, how do you know what truly counts as an emergency? Ask yourself these 3 questions. Is it unexpected? If you knew it was coming, it should have been budgeted for. Is it necessary? Can it wait? Or is there a less expensive solution? Is it urgent? Does it need to be addressed immediately? If you answer yes to all 3, that's a legitimate emergency. Let's look at a real example from our community. Maria was making $2,400 per month with seemingly no room in her budget for an emergency fund. Here's what she did. She audited her expenses and found $127 in subscriptions and services she rarely used. She sold unused furniture and electronics for $340. She offered weekend pet sitting services, bringing in an additional $200 per month. When she received a $330 tax refund, it went straight to her emergency fund. Within 10 weeks, Maria had her $1,000 starter emergency fund. Now she's working toward her full 3-month emergency fund, adding about $200 per month. The key insight: Maria didn't need to transform her entire financial life. She just needed to find short-term opportunities to build her financial foundation. Once you've built your starter emergency fund, your risk of financial disaster drops dramatically. You can now focus on paying off high-interest debt, building your full 3 to 6 month emergency fund, investing for the future. Your emergency fund is not just about financial security, it's about mental peace. There's a profound psychological difference between facing life with and without a financial safety net. When you have an emergency fund, you make decisions from a place of security rather than fear. You can say no to toxic work environments, take calculated risks, and sleep better at night. If you're starting from zero today, know this: 6 months from now, you could be in a completely different financial position. Every financial journey starts with that first dollar saved. If you found this video helpful, hit subscribe and the notification bell so you don't miss our next video on eliminating high-interest debt. Leave a comment with your biggest obstacle to building an emergency fund. Until next time, this is WealthCraft, where your financial freedom journey continues, one smart decision at a time.